Everyone, greetings to all. I welcome you all to this press conference on this Tamil movie, Little Wings. The movie was world premiered in International Film Festival of South Asia in Toronto in August 2022. And Indian premiere was at International Documentary and Short Film Festival of Kerala, where it won the Best Short Fiction Movie. And it was also runner-up in Chicago South Asian Film Festival. And from the movie, we have Mr. Kalidas C, who has acted in the movie, Mr. Naveen Kumar Muthaiya, who is the director of the movie, and Mr. Rajesh, who is the creative director, and finally, but not the last, Mr. Sarvana Marutu Sondra Pandi, who is the cinematographer of the movie. They are sharing the dais with us and will share their thoughts and ideas on the movie. Before they share their views, I want you to give you a brief description of the movie. The movie revolves around an old woman who is trapped in a bitter marriage. The marriage is further pushed to the brink when her husband tries to consume her pet rooster. So it's a mix of comic and tragedy. Now, further to got deeper into the movie, we have to see one short film, and after that they will share their thoughts on the movie. So please play the clip. So now, Mr. Naveen, please share your ideas, how you came up this idea of this movie, and it's a very different subject, so please share.
Good evening, one and all, for gathering here. And so about the spark. This happened many years ago, like say 5 to 7 years ago, when I read a short story that is from Tamil literature, written by, the writer is Gandharvan. So after reading the story revolves around old couple and their bitterness, and the quest is the old man wants to consume the rooster, and the wife stands in front of it, so she doesn't allow it. So the conflict rises. And then after reading the story, I forgot it, but the sequence of it kept repeating in my life one and after. Like when I met old couple in my village, and I've somehow found the similar incident happening here and there. So and there's a lot of folklore which is similar to this story, and it also happened real when my father passed away, and we have to do the same ceremony that happened in the movie. So it's like the old man dies on Saturday. When someone dies on Saturday, it's considered to be a bad omen. So they do a ritual by burying a rooster or a chicken within that the same pit together, just to get away with all the bad feelings or maybe the bad thing that is forthcoming. So that ritual is not scientific, but it's a myth, or maybe the most of the village people, they are worried about this afterlife thing. So that we do not want to support that ritual, but the story goes even beyond it as you watch the movie. And there is this poet called Bharadiyar in Tamil. He says, "Sol pudithu, suvai puridu, porul pudithu," which means words has to be new, meaning has to be new, and the taste that has to be new when you read a poetry. So where do I take this when I'm in the process of just writing or learning the craft of screenwriting? I just wrote several stories, and one among those stories are the screenplay. And then I usually there's a lot of deaths happening in around our village. That's common with everybody. So I used to, in most deep-rooted rural areas, I see their husbands domestically abusing their respective wives for a long period, and they belong to a different generation. And divorce is not a thought for them. So they live with it. So when these abusers and the constant toxicness on their life, when they pass away, because they are drunkards, they don't they fall into a lot of bad habits, and they somehow find their bad end, or maybe their end. So once they pass away, I see, they are not outspoken, these women, but I see kind of refreshment, happiness in their face. They are so free, they walk away, and they don't admit it, but deep down, they feel free. So I just want to address that, and you'll find that in the movie. Thank you.
So, Mr. Rajesh Kalidas, if you want to share any views?
Yeah, first when Naveen come up with this idea, we discussed maybe like 7 years ago when he told me about the short story. That time I was little skeptic, like how you gonna bring that to the screen. So we just dropped that idea. Then like 2 or 3 years before, he met me, and like we were having a discussion. That time he had a lot of similar events happening around him. And in his personal life also, he faced a lot of these things, and he said like he want to correlate both of this and to write a script. And when he come with this script, I find it like very convincing that a short film will be the perfect medium for the script. So then it happened.
So, Mr. Kalidas, you want to share anything? You have acted in the movie, so any thoughts you want to share?
எல்லாருக்கும் வணக்கம். தமிழில் பேசுகிறேன். ஸ்கிரிப்ட் சார் இயக்குனர் அனுப்பிச்சாங்க. இந்த ஃபில்ம் ஆரம்பிக்கிறதுக்கு முன்னாடி ஸ்கிரிப்ட் அனுப்பிச்சாங்க. இப்போ தாடி வளர்க்க முடியுமான்னு கேட்டாங்க. வளர்க்க முடியும்னு சொன்னேன். ஒரு 6 மாதம் தாடி வளர்க்கலாங்க. நுண்டி நடக்க முடியுமான்னாங்க. நீங்கள் சொன்னால் நடக்கிறேங்கன்னு சொன்னேன். இல்லை நீங்களே நடங்கலன்னாரு. நான் ஒரு மாதிரி நடந்தேன். அவர் ஒரு நேரடியாக அங்கே எங்கள் வீட்டுக்கு வந்துட்டார். இல்லைங்க அப்படி இல்லைங்க, இந்த புஷ் திருப்பி இருக்கணும், கை பிடிச்சிருக்குன்னு சொன்னார். அது கொஞ்சம் ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ணோம். அதே மாதிரி உண்டிவில்.
So what he's trying to say is like before the movie starts, Naveen approached him and asked him to grow a beard. Then he told like how to walk, how to like keep your hand like a semi-paralyzed guy. So it's like he was little skeptic at the before. Then one day Naveen went to his home and he tried to explain. Then he got convinced and he started practicing on those.
ஸோ ஒரு சேவல் இருக்குது, உண்டிவில் அடிக்கணும்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. உண்டிவில்னா கையில் தான் அடிக்க முடியும். உண்டிவில் நான் 2-3 முறை உண்டிவில் அடிச்சு காமிச்சேன். இல்லைங்க அது கிடையாது, உண்டிவில் உன்னுடைய காலிலிருந்து அடிக்க, கால் நகத்தில் உண்டிவில் வச்சுக்கிட்டு நீ கோழி பார்த்து ஷூட் பண்ணணும்னாரு. இல்லை முடியாது, அவர் செஞ்சு காமிச்சார். ரொம்ப அற்புதமாக இருந்தது, எனக்கு புது விஷயமா இருக்குதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு அதே ப்ராக்டிஸ் பண்ண ஆரம்பித்தேன்.
Normally we use that slingshot by hand. So when Naveen approached him, he told like don't use hand, you have to use leg. So he said like no, how is it possible? Then Naveen acted to him, then he got convinced, and then he started believing like what he is actually trying to do. So he got convinced that he has a scope in acting in this short film.
இந்த ஸ்கிரிப்டோட கரு நாட்டு ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்தது. ஏன்னா ஒரு வயசான காலத்தில் கூட ஒரு ஆண் வந்து ஒரு வயசான காலத்தில் கூட ஒரு பெண்ணை வந்து இவ்வளோ அடிமைத்தனம் பண்ணுறான், எவ்வளோ கேவலப்படுத்துகிறான் அப்படின்றதுக்கு என்ற ஒரு ஸ்கிரிப்டை எனக்குள்ளே போகுது. இதை கொஞ்சம் முன்னும் வெளியே கொண்டு வரணும்னால அவர் சொன்ன மாதிரி கொஞ்சம் ஒர்க் பண்ணுவோம். அது நல்லாவே அமைஞ்சதுன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். இது வந்து கஷ்டமாக இருந்தாலும் வந்து உணர்வுபூர்வமாகவும் உணர்ச்சி பூர்வமாகவும் இந்த ஒர்க்கு நாங்கள் பண்ணோம். டீம் ஒர்க்கு நல்லா பண்ணோம். ரிசல்ட் நீ தான் சொல்லணும்.
So he's saying like when he read the script, he clearly understood after his long experience that how oppressive this patriarchal society is. So in the script, the role changes at the end of his life, like the oppressor is getting a little taste of oppression. So he came to he really excited, and he thought like actually he has something to learn in this short film also. So he then he got so interested and he said like let's do it.
நன்றி.
Now, Mr. Sarvana, you want to share anything on the movie? Please share.
I first want to thank Naveen only. Like he's the one who took me inside this project, and like I was in my village when he sent the script first. Like I generally don't like reading in the mobile phones. So just within 2 hours I replied him, Naveen, I like the script, like let's that during that time we don't have money, nothing was it, just we have 5 pages of script. I told Naveen we will shoot. After that like I went to work in Tamil industry and I'm assisting, and then one day he called me, if you are in Madurai you come to Bodhi. Bodhi is the place where we shot this film. The location is in Bodhi. So we went, it's raining actually that day, like drizzling, raining, and we got one Hero Honda bike which is like, it's not a nice ride, uphills and all. It's very risky ride actually. So we took it, we went. First time when he told, he was skeptical about the location. As in the first sight, like I fell in love with that location. I never fell in love with girl like that, but the location I fell in love. Like it's a wonderful location, and I thank Naveen for taking me inside. And then it was very fun working with Kalidas, comrade Kalidas. He's like a 7-year-old kid only. He's a 70-year-old man, but he's like a kid only. He won't like working with him is very fun. And then regarding making of this film, we took 8 days to break the shots. Daily we will go to the location. We will prepare, like in my cell phone I used one app, Harry Magic Viewfinder, an app to block the shots, and we printed one what will be the next shots in the, and we used to call that as this what story. Not story, but something we used to call in the set. We used to tell our assistant, hey, that book, like, get that book. It will be like a graphic novel kind of thing. That was very interesting for me. Beforehand, we used to set the camera. I used to ask the director, okay, whether it is okay or not. We want to change the lens or not. We never spoke like this in the shoot. I'll just put the lens, I'll put the camera there. No movement, nothing. I never moved the camera 1 foot like forward or backward. Just everything is planned. That in that manner we were in same page. That's an enjoyable process. And I like to thank my assistants, especially Meenakshi, who did the additional cinematography, and then Mahesh and Subha and Ajit, and then Manimegala Amma, who is the other actor, she played as his wife. She's like amazing. She's actually, and she's very caring also. Like she worked in Tamil industry, like in big budget films, but she didn't throw any tantrum on us. We made her to wait for a long time. Even one day, full day, we made her to wait. She's very cooperative and patient with us. I thank her. And then I thank all the Tamil poets and like the writers of Tamil literature. Upon their shoulders where we stand and made this film. and I'm obliged to the poets in Tamil. Thank you, IFFI, thank you IFFI organizers. And one thing, it's a wonderful projection. I've enjoyed. I'm thankful for that, because we can shoot, but in India I know like projection systems are not that much standardized. Here we enjoyed the screening in a like as I shot, I saw that. Thank you
so much. Thank you, Sarvanaji, for sharing your views and the behind the scene interesting incident. Now I will request the audience to ask the questions. Please, any question? Please ask.
First of all, congratulations, Naveen sir. I was there for the screening yesterday, and that 20-21 minutes movie just shook me. Such wonderful stories are available in the rural India, which are not in the mainstream. And sir, I heard yesterday that Sarvana sir, this was your first full-scale project as a cinematographer.
Like I shot my diploma. I studied in SRFT. I shot my diploma. That was the first short film. This is the out of SRFT. This is my first project. Yeah.
Sir, it was a visual treat, and
Thank you.
it didn't seem that it was your first film.
Thank you so much.
So, how much credit you want to give to SRFTI for the training you had being an alumni?
Credit wise, like see, people call Mumbai as Maya Nagari, no? Like SRFTI, only one thing I realized when I'm coming out of SRFTI, I told myself it's not necessary that I have to make film. It is not at all necessary. If I want to make, I'll make. Otherwise, I'll sit in home, chill out, no problem. Or otherwise, if I want to go and do some other job, I can do. That is the realization SRFTI gave me. I'm not going to compete with anyone. I don't want to like project myself as a cinematographer. Nothing. Like if I walk in the road, I'm money. That's all. So SRFTI gave me that realization. That in that manner, I'm always thankful to SRFTI and my friends in SRFTI who taught me the craft. My friends only taught me. I will never give that credit to anyone else. My friends taught me. Whatever little knowledge I have, that is out of my friends. And then one more thing about SRFTI is, it's a place which took me one step near nature. It's a very big campus. If you have a chance, go and visit the campus. It's a very beautiful campus. So I lived with a lot of trees and plants there.
We have recently visited it.
Yeah, so in that manner, it's close to my heart. And a lot of guys I helped from SRFTI to make this project. Yeah.
One question to Naveen sir. In the movie, there's a scene when the old man throws all the eggs.
Brooding eggs.
Yeah. So sir, that scene, like, it makes you cry. How that scene came to you?
Just in the third draft, I guess. I mean, it's my debut film. I've never stood behind the camera before. So when we write, myself and Marudu wrote the SRFTI. He got into it. I flunked. So he went into cinematography. But I used to sneak into SRFTI time and whenever I find time. So thank you, Marudu. I think you need to push the character's intent to another level. Like when the story grows, we need more and more intensity to come in. I'm a great fan of Darren Aronofsky. I watched a lot of his film, Requiem for a Dreamer and Mother. And before, you want to know the craft of screenwriting. So I've read a lot of, this screenplay literature, the film literature books like Save the Cat, Joseph Campbell and everything. So, when the second draft is done, I thought we need to push the intensity of the character to another level. And when the eggs are broken, it is considered to be the heinous crime by women. So, it's a metaphor. It's a life inside it. So I knew it when he does that, the story escalates to another level. And the story starts with the character is having this binge eating or craving, food craving, the obsession. And that level, it transforms to killing spirit. So the obsession grows even to another level. So
Last question to Comrade Kalidas, if anybody could translate to him. Sir, after seeing you, you are seeming such jolly person, and in the movie, everybody wanted the old man to die by starving. So well you have acted, sir.
அதாவது நீங்கள் நேரில் பார்க்க வந்து ஜாலியாக இருக்கீங்க, ஆனால் படத்தில் பார்க்கும்போது உங்களை யாராவது கொல்லும் போல இருக்குது. ஸோ நீங்கள் இது பண்ணீங்க? அது
உள்வாங்கிட்ட விஷயம். கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சமாக இன்ஜெக்ஷன் போட்ட மாதிரி டேரக்ட் இன்ஜெக்ஷன் போட்டார். அதுதான் அது சொன்னாங்க, செஞ்சாங்க. ஆனால் எனக்கு அந்த கேரக்டர் ரொம்ப பிடிச்சிருந்தது. ஒரு ஆணாதிக்க சமூகத்தில் வயசாகிடுச்சு, ஒரு கையில் ஒரு கால் இல்லை. அப்புறம் இந்த இவ்வளோ காலம் வாழ்ந்த மனைவி வந்து கடைசி வரைக்கும் வந்து ஒரு அன்பாக பாசமாக வைக்க முடியல. ஒரு சின்ன ஒரு கோழிக்காக, ஒரு முட்டைக்காக. அது பெரிய இது சின்ன விஷயம் தான். இது எவ்வளோ ஒரு அடங்கிருக்கு அது உள்ளுக்குள்ளே. அந்த கருன்றது அது உள்வானது முழுக்க அவர் தான் இல்லை. அதனால் இப்போ படம் பார்த்து வந்த பிறகு சொன்னேன், சார் நீங்களாம் நடிச்சுக்கிறீங்களாரு, உங்கள் ஃபேஸ் தாங்க அப்படின்னு சொன்னேன். அதான் பெட்டர். அப்போ இயக்குனர் தான் நம்ம செஞ்சோம். நான் அந்த கேரக்டரை மாற வச்சது உணர்ந்து எனக்கு அந்த கோபம் இன்னையும் சமூகத்தில் அப்படி தான் இருக்குது. அதை எடுத்து நம்ம ஒரு ஸ்கிரிப்ட் அவ்வளோதான் யூஸ்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்கும் டேரக்டர் தான்.
So he's saying like he slowly injected that script, that story inside him. So he tried to bring it out, and he's trying to say like he had that anger inside him because of this patriarchal society, like I said before, and even in his old age, he is not leaving his crown and oppressing that women. That somewhere when he read the script, it hit him so hard, so that he want to give it full. So he committed himself to Naveen, and Naveen just like molded him to that character, and he just saying like the face is just me, but behind everything is Naveen. So that's what he is trying to say.
So one question from my side for Mr. Kalidas. Have you acted before?
நான் ஸ்ட்ரீட் பிளேஸ் போட்டிருக்கேன். நிதர்சனா கலைக்குழுன்னு ஒரு 30 இயர்ஸாக கொண்டு வந்துடும். ஒரு ஸ்ட்ரீட் பிளேஸ், அது அந்த பிரச்சனைகள் சம்பந்தமாக ஸ்ட்ரீட் அமைச்சு ஒரு ஸ்டேஜ் ப்ரோக்ராம். எங்கிட்ட ஒரு குழு இருக்குது. அது குழு வந்து காசுக்காக எங்களை குழு இல்லை. ஏதாவது ஒரு பிரச்சனைகள் இருந்தால் ஃப்ரீயாக தனது சொந்த பணத்தை போட்டு அது இஷ்யூக்காக ஸ்ட்ரீட் பிளேஸ் போடுறது. பஸ் ஸ்டாண்டு அப்படி அந்த மாதிரி முடிஞ்சால் அரங்குகள் பண்ணுறது அப்படின்ற மாதிரி ஒரு 30 வருஷமாக இயங்கிட்டு இருக்கிறேன். அதை பார்த்து எனக்கு கொஞ்சம் பழக்கமானார். அந்த பெஸ்ட் தான்.
Actually, he has a street play group where they will take the social issues and do the street plays on like a bus stop, and like they will hire some small auditoriums and they will do street plays for the people, and he is doing not for the money. So it's like a grassroots movement in which he is like is taking part for the past 30 years, and due to which he came contact with him. So that's how it.
Great.
And also he has not taken 1 rupee for this acting. Pro bono.
That's so great.
Sorry, I'm
Please
Shakuntala for All India Radio. My question is for all. Congratulations for a beautiful film. Though I have not seen the film, I can feel it with your teamwork and the unity what in 4 of you. I'm more keen to know about Mr. Kalidas because don't know, as a film actor, that origin of your place or your state, I can feel in him. Just more curious to know about how you selected this artist, and is he first time in the film, or what was the motto behind selecting him? Because in film ki duniya mein you get ample of actors, those who want to act, but by seeing his natural originality, I'm really curious to know more about him as an actor.
About the casting of Kalidas. Somehow Kalidas looks like my dad. So when I wrote the screenplay, the voice, it has to sound not like the director but like the character. So it has to sound like the actual character. So I picked the sound of my dad. The rhythm of my those dialogue will be like that, and he looks like somehow like my dad. That's one reason. And Kalidas is quite opposite to the character. The real life Kalidas is in North Pole. The character Kali is in the South Pole. So, but we never know. Inside the head, it is something else for these person. I mean, they might look silent or kiddish, but it's different. So, and I see the intention and his complete submission to art and to the director. So that is very essential for an actor. That gave me a lot of freedom to experiment. We had a script reading session, then we had a on-set rehearsal, costume, everything. We did it right, and he came into the spot not in a single hour delay, and he completely submitted himself for this movie, and he has done it for the past 30 or 40 years, and this is the biggest recognition. He has not received any recognition before, but at the right time, I think he had the best experience coming down and first flight journey to Goa, and at this height, and it's for everybody. It's a great opportunity, and we would love to come back with a feature film next year.
We were when we are shooting in Naveen's house only. I'm staying. All our assistants are staying. We used to stand in line for a restroom. It was very difficult for us, but now we are like sleeping in 5-star hotel because of. It's like this film has taken us somewhere else. It's all credit mainly goes to Naveen. See, for an assistant director in Tamil to make a film with this much of budget, it's suicidal. I'm telling you, it's like he is getting money from someone. If this film doesn't work out, it's suicidal for him. But this film saved him as everyone. It's like thank you, IFFI, for this recognition, exposing us to the world that there are filmmakers like us. Thank you so much.
Any more questions?
One more thing
Please,
I have to
please.
add up. I just want to thank my producer, Dilani Rabindran, and I have never seen her, but she has given money from Canada. And I work with director Raju Murugan, and he's a national award winning director. He took his movies are Joker, Cuckoo, and he has done great movies. I have assisted him in the past. And the technicians, the crew who worked for this movie are very busy artists in Tamil film. And the editor is Philomin Raj. He has done Master, Vikram, a lot of blockbuster movie, and he has not taken any money from me. And sound designers, colorists, everybody has, they are very good technicians, busy, and they have worked for it. They have done it only for the story and for my intention. I really want to thank everybody for, staying together, and I still believe filmmaking is a great teamwork.
Any more questions? So please.
Yeah, hello. Good evening and welcome to all of you to IFFI. Congratulations on your film. I understand the film is about a woman trapped in a bitter marriage. Can you please tell what, according to you, makes for a bitter marriage and what makes for a good marriage? Or rather a sweet marriage, to use the opposite.
We need to figure out what is sweet. What is sweet for me is might be bitter for somebody else.
See, that, like a basic example we can tell,
when you take away
like in our locality where we are from, the film is based on Madurai. I'm from Madurai, is nearby Madurai. So one of my relative, she is my sister, distant relative. That guy daily drink and come to the house, he beats her. And then I ask her, like, why you are like living with this guy? You can live alone, it's better. Such a torture it is. All the world, all the people know, all our relation know. She simply tells that, what other option I have? I have to live with a man. Just, I need a man. Otherwise, this society will tell me like, what do you say? They won't accept me for even for a marriage, small function. They won't call her. You are getting so. We are pushing women to such limits, like accepting it. They don't even have a second thought of like rejecting him or opposing him even. That's what we made it like that. So it is a bitter marriage for me. And she is getting used to it and she is accepting his life. So for her, it might not be bitter. So what do you say? I'm trying to answer
I will
question.
take your question. Like, actually, see, we didn't portray bitter.
Keep the mic closer to your.
Yeah, okay. Actually, we didn't portray a good marriage or bad marriage or anything. We just showed a life, okay, and they asked us to give a synopsis, like what that life is. So we cannot say it's a happy marriage or it's a marriage or something. And we understood, and we understood that it's a patriarchal system which we get used to it. So we just portrayed that life, and it has been named as a bittersweet marriage, like bitter marriage. Okay, so this life is not new. It's not something unique we came with. No, it's like 7 years before we read a short story which portrayed this life in a bit. He came across few couples who are going through this marriage, and he has his father who were into not exactly like, but yeah, he has some experience. So we just tried to portray it, and in the synopsis we cannot say it's a good marriage. So we obviously from our point of view it's a bitter marriage, so we just explained that in a bitter marriage. Okay, and it has another aspect where the role reverses. Okay, like in a patriarchal society, how a man oppresses the women, and in this movie the role reverses, but how a village where we came from, the women taken that has been portrayed in this movie. So if you watch, you can see we just showed a life. It's up to you to name like whatever you feel that based on your experience. If you feel it's a bitter marriage, yeah, it's a bitter marriage. And if you feel in this patriarchal system that it's very normal, it's a normal marriage. So we cannot say, it's our duty just to show, and it's the audience like who can take whatever they wishes to.
Why did you feel compelled? I'm sorry, I have a clarification. Why did you feel compelled to describe it as a bitter marriage in the synopsis? You could have just said marriage, right?
See, synopsis, I am putting my experience and I write it. So based on my experience, what I portrayed as a bitter marriage, so I clearly mentioned that it's a bitter marriage. Since the doubt, I'm not arguing. Since you are
not arguing.
Yeah. Since you are asking me, like why it is a bitter marriage, I'm just saying like I feel it's a bitter marriage. So in the synopsis I gave it's a bitter marriage, so that the people will watch and they will decide. But as a creative director, like I have to just explain like what we showed, and it's the audience. So once the product is done, how you perceive, like I cannot say it's a or B. So that's,
and mostly like I had a conversation with one of my relative sister. Just I want to tell that dialogues which. So most of the marriages, I see most of the marriages in India in that page. So most of the time my brother used to travel out of Chennai. So here, this girl is my brother's wife, like the Babi, they tell in Hindi. So he went out of Chennai. I'm in house. We were chatting. I asked her if Anna leave the house, don't you feel alone, like. Won't you feel like afraid? Because it's Chennai, she's from Madurai, it's a big city. She told, I feel freedom, man. Boys, get out of the house. This is the way most of the women think in Indian society. I can see in most of the married women, like conversation when they are talking to each other. She is telling me on my face, like, this is just a glimpse of the conversation I'm saying.
So she's telling that when her husband is away,
When boys are away from house.
Boys means mother?
She has a kid also, like. He is a 3-year-old kid, but from 3 year only we start torturing our mother.
Okay.
Okay. I think you were about to say something.
No, see, the bitter marriage is subjective. You know, everybody has their own story. The scale of bitterness and everything. It's a personal experience. But to answer your question, the second part of the question, what is sweet marriage? If I would be knowing that answer, I would be the richest man in the world, because that's the primary problem. To understand what is sweet marriage is the biggest question here. You know, if that has an answer, we would be very, you know, if I have an answer for that question, I would be, you know, writing a book about sweet marriage, maybe giving a presentation, and I would be, you know, I'll be rich. You know,
is it that difficult a question? I mean, it's
Question is not difficult. How to
I
say?
mean, isn't it fundamentally about love and understanding?
See, I will ask you simple. Like, can you explain like what is a sweet marriage?
Yeah, where people understand each other and they are able to give themselves for each other with complete respect for each other.
Yeah, perfect. So whatever the experience he said, like you think they don't understand each other or like happy?
They
are
definitely
happy.
love each other.
So
I'm
how
sure
this?
about that.
Yeah, they are happy. They are understandable. But since a society we constructed all these years is a patriarchal society where it revolves around the man, especially in the rural area where we came. So we understood from a male perspective. It's a male gaze. I cannot talk for a woman from a women perspective. As a male gaze, like I understand it's an oppressive system, so we feel it's a bitter marriage. So that's why in the synopsis we gave it's a bitter marriage where the woman is getting oppressed. Okay, so that's our perfect view. Since you ask a sweet marriage, I always say like whoever I see as an ideal couple, I feel they have a happy marriage. But it's a subjective. When you ask them, when you be them, you know like, oh, we have some misunderstanding. So I don't have the explanation for sweet marriage, but we came across this life and we see this life as the life which we portrayed in the short film is a bitter life. So we just give the synopsis, it's a bitter life. So it's up to the audience who perceive that whether it's a bitter life or a sweet life. We didn't give any like moral stand whether it's correct or wrong or anything. We just portrayed a life and it's up to the audience to perceive it.
Okay, okay. See, that rang my bell. When I showed this movie to few people, men took sides on men. Women took side on women. You know, since you haven't watched the movie, you know, men, you know, people who watched the movie, they said, he's just asked for a rooster. Why is this lady standing? Her duty is to, you know, feed her husband, you know, cook. You know, it's not a, you know, big thing that he has asked. So it's women, they have a different perspective. You know, they look at him as a villain. So I know when I wrote the screenplay, I just wanted to give a balance. You know, I don't want to write a character black and white. You know, there's something called gray. It's the situation that decides your villain or hero. You know, a sweet person can be a villain. A villain can be a sweet person. So it's not black and white.
So any other question you have?
Yes. I mean.
So I'm asking you only.
Yes, of course.
Please ask.
So I would like to ask you have been so basically this conclusion that you are saying that when you showed to men they took the side of men, and when you showed women they took the side of women. It means that men, it's a kind of a reinforcement of the statement that men are from Mars and women are from Venus, and they are continuing to be so.
D.H. Lawrence, no?
Am I correct? Huh?
No, see, that's what.
It means that men and women fundamentally don't understand each other. We are so biased.
No. It's not like they don't understand each other. We are saying they are different. No, we are saying just they are different. That's it. Whether understanding or not understanding is your subjective view. We don't say like they understand each other or not.
I'm just referring to the.
See, in the short film, it's very simple. The male protagonist wants the chicken to be fed to him. The female has a perspective of microeconomics where she is saying the rooster will lay egg. It has 3 eggs. The 3 egg will become a rooster, so that day after tomorrow I will give you a rooster. Okay. So from a male perspective, they will say like, just cut the rooster and eat. Like, what is the problem in that? Maybe tomorrow the chicken will die, the egg will spoil. It's a male perspective. When it comes to a village female society where we came, they always think of economics, like how to feed the future generation or whatever they have. So in this, the female character, it took that economics. Okay, we just portrayed that. Okay, and the audience, the male gave a different feedback, the women, they give a different feedback, and it's not A and B, it's mixed. For example, like 5 male, 2 gave, she could have given chicken, but 3 said like, oh man, it's a very like a good story. So we are not concluding that all the men said like men is right and all the women said like women is right. No, it's a mixed audience. But what he is trying to say in a sarcastic manner is that we got a feedback and the majority of men said like, oh, just give the chicken. But in the women said like, oh, it's better for future, right? Why they are doing that? That's the thing.
Once we get the link, make a link, we will share that, share
You need to
the
watch the
film to
film.
you.
You really
Please
do need
watch
to.
it. Because like, it will answer all your questions. Because, see,
Yeah.
I personally don't believe that explaining a film or what a film is like, what do you say? It's like sitting and talking with your loved one, like whom you love. It will be a very personal experience to you. So
And you will find your own story in that, with a different perspective.
So like it
Yeah,
is like basically we are here to just that's what like I don't believe in giving like writing essays rather than I will show
self-explanatory.
one shot. That is enough.
Thank you.
Please,
Thank
please
you.
watch it.
Yeah,
Once
yeah.
we
Yes, yes,
get the
yes.
link, we'll share.
Yeah.
No, I'm the
Not-
writer.
please. And
Yeah.
thank you, ma'am. I'm All India Radio fan. I'm happy that you're here. Yes, ma'am.
So anyone else who wants to ask the question?
Yes, ma'am.
One more landmark scene which I am not able to forget is. One more landmark scene was which I'm not able to forget. Mr. Kaldas wearing a sari and then trying to make that sound. So these are highlights. If anybody watches it, please do be careful while watching it.
இந்த சேலை கட்டிட்டு அது சொல்றாங்க.
எல்லாம் சொல்லட்டுமா
Totally different. His natural feel is
Okay.
really.
First time when Naveen told he is going to act, I'm like, what man? He is smiling always. How he can be a villain? He will be like always smiling and always talking in a sweet manner. How he can act like that? Then he sat in front of the camera. First shot, I'm like, bye.
But you believe in these rituals, Naveen Kumarji?
No, I don't.
Okay, but I don't know. I saw that some small film, but does it gives any message that we shouldn't stick to the rituals, or there is no after every ritual there is some science or whatever? Because this is totally your village thing and culture of the Tamil Nadu, which I don't think anybody is aware of, unless and until some of your Tamil Nadu state people.
Okay.
This custom is totally new for us, like Goans and other states. I feel.
There's a lot of rituals similar to this. When they take this dead person to the burial ground, they threw mustards and puffed rice on the road as they walk into towards the burial ground. So their belief is if the dead person comes, the soul, maybe if there's something called bad, evil soul that rises. Everybody, most of them, they fear. In India, we have a lot of ghost movies, ghost stories, mythologies, and everything. So, say when they threw it away, and when the soul comes back, it has to walk through the road and it has to reach the house. So the duty of the soul has to pick those mustards and puff. When it threw a lot of mustard, it takes time to reach the house. So this one ritual they do.
Before it reaches the house, it will be dawn, so it has to go back.
Go
like
back
that.
to the burial.
They have.
So we are so scared of the unanswered questions beyond science, or maybe.
Also, this short story's name is Saturday's Corpse. So this short story's main intention is like it's like a folklore, like where they will say like the person who died on a Saturday will not go alone. He will take another one person from the home. Okay, so to avoid that, they will cut a proxy. That is obviously an animal. So normally it will be a rooster, like a rooster or a chicken or something. Okay, so the short story tried to address not whether it's the ritual is right or wrong, but it addressed the basic question of like how the society functions. So in one short film we are unable to address all the problems in that, because in this we have there is a scene where the women goes for a labor where they are a kind of exploitative, but we just touched that scene because in the 20 minutes we cannot like address all the social issues. So the core which we took, we feel that we gave our best, but maybe like a ritual, maybe another folklore we may take, we will address your concern in that movie. Thank you.
So anyone else want to ask a question? Please ask.
All right. This is a very intriguing topic that you've picked up, especially about patriarchy and the viewpoints between men and women. How do you plan to take this film to the masses so that the people will actually be able to watch it? What's your future plans for this film, and how does it get to the people? Like you said, it's the situation that you've seen in some of the villages, some of the local areas. How would you get it to people in those places to watch this film, to get an understanding of perception and change in perception?
See, the film is still in the festivals, maybe up until June or July, once it is done with the festivals, our producer will take the final call on it. But we will screen the film in different places in Tamil Nadu. Like there are progressive movements in like one he works with is Tamil Nadu Writer Progressive Movement. So we will try to screen it in one particular city, like for example he comes from Tiruvannamalai, so likewise we have literary groups, film societies, so we will try to screen it for the public, and then putting it in the OTT. That
are there any plans for OTT platforms? Because a lot of people do have access to OTT platforms. Yeah. So is there a plan?
Actually, your answer has two parts. Okay, in that one part we will play, that is we will screen in IFFI or all the film festivals and submit it to the press. Okay, and I hope you guys will promote so that when we approach an OTT, it will be easy for the people to watch. So what we are trying to say in this is like kindly like write or give a content on good films, because you are the person who has to do it, and our part, like we have given the content, and I hope it reaches to the masses. And we are open to give it in any platform which reaches the masses. So we don't have the means to do that, because taking a short film itself is a Himalayan task. So we did that, and we hope this press conference or like wherever film festivals we go, when the question is asked, we are saying the same answer, like kindly promote us, so that like we are meeting a lot of executives here also. But I don't know how much they are interested in short films. But we try to send to as many film festivals as possible. So our main goal is it has to reach to the masses. So we try our best, but it's the second part is with you guys. So thank you.
And please watch it. If you like it, you will. Sorry, if you watch it, you will surely promote. I think. I hope so.
Yes,
Please
I mean,
watch.
I work with All India Radio, so I plan to talk to you all and definitely promote it as well. Thank
Please,
you.
please.
Thank you,
So, any other question? Sir, please, you may ask.
Yeah, so you were saying that this is basically the portrayal of a bitter marriage in a patriarchal society. But as far as you said that okay, it is for the audience to decide whether it is bitter or sweet, and also you said that there is a degree of bitterness and sweetness. So in the same way, isn't it really correct to say that society is a patriarchal society? Aren't there degrees of patriarchy and matriarchy? Isn't this problem also something which is faced by the men, at least to some degree in certain cultures, certain subcultures, and it's not a problem of only exclusively of women, right?
No, it's not taking side with men or women.
No, I'm just saying that the film portrays the difficulty of a woman who is apparently trapped in a bitter marriage. I'm saying the same phenomenon applies to men also, right?
Yeah, there is one scene in the movie. The actor decides to not to eat anymore unless until he gets the rooster chicken, and he's like going on a kind of a hunger strike. He kicks out the plate and everything. And thanks to Satyajit Roy, we wanted to. There's two type of violence. One is physical violence and psychological violence. In I think in Patir Panchali, the lady used to take the food and eat as the old woman looks at it. She doesn't share it. That is kind of a psychological violence. Here, after kicking away the food, the lady picks up the plate and comes, and she believes that she is the breadwinner of the family. No matter what happens, she has to move forward. She's been beaten up, and she goes through a lot of emotion, but in front of the husband, never bothered about he eats or not. He picks she grabs the food and she eats. So we just wanted to show a part where the psychological violence works in the films.
Which one is the more severe phenomenon? Physical violence or psychological violence?
Okay, I'll see the same answer I gave to ma'am. Like with the 21 minutes, we conveyed a life which we know. So if you ask me, like apart from the film, what is my view, I can say about that. But in this film, we told about the patriarchal society. Our point is patriarchal society. Maybe next movie we will take Big Wings, where we will show what matriarchy is. So that time we can discuss about the two films, Little Wings and Big Wings. So then we can come to a conclusion that which is actually high in society. Until that, like I cannot like answer an hypothetical question, or my personal view I can share outside.
Yeah, you can share your personal view here also.
Yeah, personal view I can share outside because it's out of context of the movie which I took, which addresses patriarchal society. If you want my personal opinion about the matriarchal society or patriarchal society or which society we are living in, that's my personal view. I can talk like outside. But if you because here we came to just promote our movie, and our movie addresses the patriarchal society. So if you have anything in that, like I'm happy to share. Apart from that, my personal view we can talk outside. Like I have a lot of time in Goa,
And it is a
and you still haven't watched the movie.
There is no doubt about that. You asked,
and you still haven't watched the movie. That's the point.
Yeah. I have not been able to.
He request you,
but
please.
I also would like to know what in the definition.
We don't want to get it out of the context of the movie.
Sure,
We
fine.
haven't prepared for that also.
No problem. Thank you.
Now, on behalf of all of them, I want to request all the people to watch the movie, and then you can decide how the movie is, and it will be definitely good, which I can say because they have shared so much thoughts and views.
Meaning.
Honestly, we struggled a lot to find a bilingual title. So it didn't happen. But this Little Wings is a working title of the film. But we didn't have time, so we thought that would fit the film anyway towards the end. So accidental.
So now we can close the press conference. Thank you so much for
Thank you.
attending, and thank you so much for.
Yeah, thank you, press, for coming in. I really.